Mr. Hamid Al Mashriqi has also joined us. Mashriqi Sab, can you please answer this, that it's a known fact that there is a very strategic role of Israel involved in UK and US, while we at least optically see UK's support for the two-state solution, it's very much likely that if the US goes harder in its support for Israel, UK would also follow the suit. That's how important is the role of US in this conflict. Why do you think both the Democrats and Republicans are running silent campaigns on this issue?
Zunaira, I mean, there is a very significant difference between UK and US politics in terms of especially the foreign policy matters when it talks about Israel and Palestine, the situation. The main thing is that we have seen a much more influence and I would say control of the Jewish lobby over American Congress, whether it is in Republican, whether it is Democrats. The problem with that is that none of the presidential candidate would like to jeopardize its risk of having effective relationship with Jews lobby. That is the biggest problem. And that's why they didn't go for any promises or any hope towards ceasefire or the two-state solution. But I believe that the public sentiment is different. Whether it is in Chicago, we have seen the largest, protest. We have seen the protests in New York. We have seen the protests across United States. So people's sentiment is different. And that is the only thing I think which will enforce Donald Trump and Joe Biden to have to explain their policy about the conflict and about the issue of Palestine. And as you know, since Oslo Agreement, I believe that the two-state solution is the only way out at the moment. But
Mr. Qureshi was talking to us before you, and he thinks that two-state solution is not even viable. It's not even on the table anymore.
I agree. I mean, I agree in some way. But what is the other option? I mean, what is the option left? Even if you look at the situation in Gaza Strip, if you look at the situation in West Bank, if you look at the situation, it is a clear apartheid. And then, two-state solution was the only solution which was very, I would say, difficultly agreed by the Yasser Arafat and the Palestinian leadership. If they want to run away from the two-state solution, what is left? Do they want us to accept, the entire hegemony of Israel? It is not possible. So I think there has to be some kind of...
Where do you see the Abraham Accords going? Because the normalization of ties with Israel, if that has to materialize, then there has to be a solution for the Palestinian people as well.
Agreed. But who's gonna talk about Abraham Accord? Who's gonna talk about implementation? Who's gonna talk about the other?
Whosoever takes over White House.
Yes, or who's gonna talk about other parties and other interests involved in it? Look at that. We have to see the interests of other parties in that matter as well. I believe that if they can resolve the solution of capital for the two-state, which is Jerusalem, and that was the main conflict when we talk about the two-state solution.
Yeah. So if they declare it a neutral capital,
exactly, it could have been declared as a common capital as well. That was the only thing I think which could have been discussed and could resolve the issue. Otherwise, the situation will never be normalized. There is no possibility of peace in that region without the solution.